Yo, what's going on, guys? Aspect Gaming here, back once again in some GTNH. Now on the moon, and let's get rolling. So I want to get right to it. Let's find an ore chunk. I can just scan. I don't even need an ore chunk. Okay, Ilmenite's what I want, right? Or maybe not. So there's a couple different veins that you really want. So this does give rutile. That's a strange recipe. How do I get rutile? I feel like it was ilmenite. No, there is rutile ore. But is that here? No, it's not. There's bauxite as well to get it from. Bauxite's on the moon. Yeah, it is. So bauxite ore is the one that you really want. And I do actually have one right over here. Let's head over to this. Let's set up a quick miner. I do pretty much the same thing for all of these, so this is how I set them up. And mine pipe auto output on. And now we're rolling. So while this is going, one of the quests that I got to do is to collect a whole bunch of moon rocks. I think it might be... I got to get one more turf. So there we go. That quest is completed. So I need to find neodymium for EV motors. Bauxite, which is the best source of rutile. And I also get aluminum ore from that, which is very interesting. Be a very nice source of aluminum. And then ilmenite. Yeah, it says that this vein is kind of lame, but you might as well get some, I guess. So I'll definitely focus on this stuff though. It's way more important. So how much of this do I want? So the moon rock, you can pulverize this to moonstone. And yeah, that's how you get your first tungstate, right? Because to go to the... Do I need tungstate for tier 2 rocket? I don't think I do. No, you don't. You just need meteoric iron. It's still nice to get a bunch of moon rocks, though. So let's collect some. What's the cobblestone? Oh, I guess it's mining the ores already. So the nanosuit helmet has night vision on it, so just enable that when you're over here. You know, there is something I forgot. I have a pretty nice item magnet back at the base. I never used it because I just didn't really have a good reason to. Well, this is a pretty darn good reason because all this stuff floats around in this world, in this place like crazy. So I'm doing a house roll as well for myself in the moon. So even though I use / set home and stuff on Earth, I'm not going to use it in any dimensions because it feels kind of cheaty. So I'm going to manually place stuff down and walk around in these. Which I think is only fair to preserve at least some part of what makes this interesting. So yeah, let's go south a little bit more and look for more veins. Because if there's one of these rutile veins, there's gotta be more of the bauxite veins. We got Certus quartz up here. Interesting. Bauxite is the main reason that I'm here, though, so I'm going to primarily search for that. So let's keep looking for more bauxite. I might double back for some Certus, but I'm not sure about it. Yeah, as we can see, we're already through one of our oxygen tanks almost. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's monazite, and bauxite here, so that's very nice. So we'll grab both of those. I guess I'll start with the monazite because I'll just use a new compressed chest for this, and I'll bring the other compressed chest over here when the other one is done. Now, while those miners are going, I'm not here for just ores. So there is some exploring that I have to do. And look at this vein popping out right here of Certus. Yeah, there is a little bit of exploring I have to do. I have to find a moon dungeon. And man, last time I had to do this, this took me like forever for no reason. So I probably just got to fly around for a while and see if I can spot one. It usually looks like a big crater. And then there'll be like a thing in it, so. More bauxite over here. And we have a moon village over here. Let's go take a look just for fun. Everything is super tall. Yes, look at the alien villagers. I actually don't know if these guys have any meaningful uses, but I don't really plan on taking one home with me, so. They're actually growing stuff here, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, just going to fly around for a bit, see if I can find a dungeon. Alright, got one really quickly. It only took me a couple minutes to run around, so. These are exceptionally boring to go through, so I'm not going to put you through that, but you just run through and kill shit until you get to the end, basically. I just want to point out how ridiculous this is. Like, what is going on? Oh, he got me. And he saved me. This is just so bizarre. And we got him, guys. Okay. And I got the tier 1 dungeon key, thankfully. Wait a minute, isn't there supposed to be a chest? Yeah, it's over here. There's an aura node right here, I see it. We'll get a Mjolnir. I don't know if these rings do anything, but I'll take them. That was a mistake. Everything else I don't really care much about. So yeah, that was that. Okay, wow, I'm looking at these quests already, and we are already able to choose a personal dimension. I don't think I want that. I think I'm going to go for the loot bags. I don't want to build in the void world. I think it's exceptionally boring. So this is a new mod that will resolve the previously known issues with the old void worlds. I guess I remember Threefold had his playthrough ruined by it. I don't remember what his bugs were, but I do remember him being in the void world, and he lost a playthrough to it. But yeah, I don't think I want this. I'll have to think about it more, because I want to make a loot bag enchanter. If I can get that, here, can I look up the loot bag? Yeah, what kind of stuff can I get? And it's not that impressive. Yeah, it's really not that impressive. I'm looking for, like, you're not going to get them out of this, so I'm looking for, like, ender tanks and shit. Yeah, these are kind of mediocre, honestly, but it might still be better for me than a personal dimension. I don't know, I'll think about it. It's definitely a hard choice because the personal dimension is interesting. It'll boost your FPS because you don't have a whole world there. So I do like my base though, and I like the overworld, so I'm steering away from that. Okay, it's not time now, and I moved the miners, so I'm gonna go back to Earth. Keep an eye on your chest as it's falling down. It should be right here. So I collected a lot of stuff that I have to ore process down. And taking a look ahead, I'm going to need a blast furnace specifically to process ilmenite. And a blast furnace for rutile as well. So I have some ideas of how to deal with that, but I'm not like 100% sure on it yet. And then where am I? Kind of close to my base. Put these back where I got them. And yeah, time to do some ore processing because I got a lot of stuff. This is everything that we made out with. So meteoric iron. The miners got quite a bit of it, but this isn't as much as I want. I hope they get more. Because I do want more than this. I don't remember everything it's used for. There's also meteoric steel, but I know that I want more than I had last time. There's a nice recipe here to use ferroleaf to make ×4 of this, so if I can get ferroleaf, maybe I'll do that. I'll hold off on dealing with the crushed ores and only do the impures for now, so that's my plan with that. For my ore processing here, the ilmenite, I think I'm just going to send this to the thermal centrifuge and then the master, because all I want right now is rutile. All this stuff from the sifter is very strange. I don't know what these are or what they're used for, but I'm going to assume it's not useful right now for me. So we'll deal with that later if we need to. And then the bauxite. This will also go through the thermal centrifuge, which then takes us to getting the gallium secondary output out of the bauxite. So then I take the bauxite and I electrolyze a lot of it, and you get a little bit of rutile out of it, but it's not much. A lot of aluminum. I'm not even sure that's worth it. But the gallium is very worth it, so we'll definitely process it for that purpose. But yeah, definitely keep the ilmenite going in there. And then we roll over here. And we have a whole bunch of impure dust, so... yeah, the impure ilmenite, we have a lot of that. So I could centrifuge this for a chance at iron. Or I could just wash it. And then... so here's an issue here somewhat. I need to make a system to recycle this carbon monoxide. Which it's easy, it just goes in an electrolyzer with have to be put in a cell. And I get carbon dust and oxygen back out of it, but I need to do that system not just for the ilmenite processing, but for titanium as well. Because the titanium, the tickle also uses it. I need to bookmark this stuff. So yeah, you use carbon as a catalyst for this as well. You get carbon monoxide back out of it. So, basically I need a way to put in enough carbon into this recipe and the other one. Because they both take a decent amount of time. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, how long, that's 20 seconds for that recipe. 5.6 per on this for the MV. So this doesn't need to be fast. Like, this could be an MV electrolyzer with, like, slow conveyor modules and stuff. But I think I might have to use, like, a robot arms or something to get these things where I want them to go. So, I gotta think through the systems a little bit. And also, where do I put them? Because I have a lot of my stuff is like backed up right now, so we'll have to see. Alright, so I'm kind of cooking up an idea for this titanium machine. But the problem with this is it's kind of time to stop messing around. I need item conduits. So I'm going to invest in some of these. And the only thing I really need for this is pulsating iron, which I think is just iron and ender pearls essentially, but let's see. So iron powder, ender pearl, and redstone alloy. So we could do that. Let's make a whole bunch of this. And with one problem solved, another one presents itself. So it has been a while since I removed the oil processing from this room, and our polyethylene is starting to dry up quite a bit. So I have a little bit of ethylene left in here, but really, this is just telling me that it's time to move my polyethylene system. So I want to upgrade this with large chemical reactors if possible. I'll see what I can do until I can start getting all the multi-blocks that I want. This could also go. I could salvage all these machines. And this is actually using an HV chemical reactor, so yeah, we could salvage all that now. And yeah, I think it's time for some updated polyethylene. And then maybe I'll finally do rubber as well, because I need that for... I need a raw rubber for here, and for my increasing needs of rubber for wiring. I'm also going to need even upgraded rubber for covering cables soon, because eventually the regular rubber is not going to cut it from rubber trees. That's not enough for some of the more advanced cables to coat them. So that will be unfortunate when that time comes, but we gotta approach those issues. I'm gonna go to bed in real life though, so I'll deal with this tomorrow. And I'll have to get my titanium going tomorrow too, unfortunately, but I am tired. I cannot think right now. Alright, I'm back. It is the next day, and I haven't really done very much because I've just been kind of sitting here thinking. So now that I'm going to be approaching EV and the end of HV, there's a problem presenting itself in that my main base is running out of room. I'm going to need a lot more room for stuff in the future. So how am I going to combat this? Well, towards the right side of the base over here, and to this edge of the mountain, I want to fill this whole space with like magic stuff. So that part of the base is kind of reserved already. Going far to the left is an option, but I'm not sure where I really want to expand into there right now. So that leaves the more southern region, and this tree farm doesn't need to be here anymore. That can go away. These blast furnaces don't need to be here anymore. They can go away. The rubber trees don't need to be here anymore. So much stuff over here just is legacy from me being in like LV and Steam Age even. So maybe getting rid of this stuff, reworking it, and building maybe like maybe a new building, but a similarly sized building to this one over here that I could fly in between and build my sort of like courtyard garden in the middle here and have like a whole building to look up to here and here. Could be pretty cool. Another thing that's coming up that makes it more difficult to think about is that pretty soon the constraints of the piston boots aren't going to be applying to me anymore because I'll be able to have creative mode flight. So once I get that, I can build pretty much whatever I want. Whatever kind of height differences are necessary, I can do that. And yeah, that brings up a lot of like interesting decisions in the base design, which can feel paralyzing because it's such a large decision, but I kind of just got to go for something. And I think at this point, there's really not a better time to do it than right now. So I'm going to start thinking about getting rid of this stuff and putting in some new stuff to the base. I also went over here and deleted the stairs that were connecting these. I don't need stairs anymore. I don't need stairs at all, especially once I can fly. So we could squeeze in another thing right here maybe, or some kind of storage room maybe for these crops, like to give these a place. That's kind of what I'm thinking that for that. I also, what is it? Is there like there's a machine I need to make called a crop replicator. And this kind of let you copy the crop pretty much once you get a really good one. Probably gotta get a pretty decent one though. So as you can see, they have they can only process crops up to a certain tier. So the EV one only does up to tier 7, which isn't even that high because a lot of these are surprisingly high tier when they shouldn't be. It's like the read is tier 2, stick reads 4, Terrawart's 5, so we're already ramping up. I'll see what I can do with these. But yeah, just kind of doing some thinking right now. You got to consider that in the very near future, I'm going to have applied energistics as well. So I need to be designing around that as well, which is a constraint, but also is freeing. I'm not going to have this mess of pipes in the middle of my base like I do right now. I've missed the jump, but we've seen them before. There's so many pipes all scattered throughout there. The other question is, how do I want to back integrate the base with applied energistics? Do I even want to? Or am I going to start kind of fresh? I'm not sure what the answer to that is yet. I think it'd be nice to back integrate with applied energistics, so maybe I will do that. But I also kind of want to finish this off and leave things how they were. That's why I'm hesitant to tear down the Steam Age and LV stuff, but I think it might be necessary to progress my base farther. I'll think about it. All right, before I go building, I think it's a good idea to set up a titanium system. And I think I have pretty much everything that I need. I just got to fiddle around with getting a good design for this. I might want to upgrade to another advanced electrolyzer, which, I mean, this is cheap. I could go do that right now instead of this basic one. But, so the recipe, the route that I'm going to go. So I'm not going to make an LCR right now, even though I should, because I'm out of circuits and PTFE. We're going to use an HV chemical reactor, which means we got to finagle around the carbon cells. So, how do I want to do this? Probably something like canning machine on the bottom. And this will auto output items above into the reactor. So reactor's going to get carbon cells and rutile. So I made some ender fluid conduits as well, just in case I needed them. So we'll do something like this. The carbon's going to be on the bottom. Let me turn this off for a minute. Oh, that's bauxite, not rutile. Where's my rutile? Oh, I forgot I had barrels already. So the rutile's going to go here. Yeah, the intention was for me to move these with the dolly into place, but I guess I forgot. And unlock that as well. Set these to redstone mode always active, and then they'll input. I only need like 8 for this, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so now item auto output on that. Problem is this is an HP machine, this is an LV one, which is annoying, but it's okay. So I gotta double transform that down. So yeah, once this is ready, I'll get carbon cells. I need the cells as well. So carbon cells will go in here, and the rutile. Is that all that I need? Chlorine. I need to get chlorine in here as well. And the chlorine is actually fully recyclable. I will just leave a spot on the top where I'll put a ender fluid conduit so I don't forget about it. So the titanium tetrachloride comes out, and this goes right into the blast furnace. So to keep this all in line, let's break these. Energy hatch, I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. We'll just do that for now. So it's kind of unnecessary to use a ender fluid conduit for this purpose. Let me go get some bronze pipes, which I won't need better pipes than this. Maybe I'll need slightly bigger pipes because just to get. Actually, no, I won't. No, I won't. I'm just going to route it up high so that I have plenty of room for other stuff. Okay, so that's working. Actually, that's what I want to be the input. That is a shame. So I think this is going to be on the output end. I will need to use ender fluid conduits and item conduits. Because I'm outputting both items and a fluid, right? Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I have items and things going out. So because I have items coming out, I need an item conduit and a fluid conduit. This is probably troll, but I want to save the fluid conduits, so yeah. We'll do that. You will insert, and then you will extract. You will also extract, and then item conduits. So I want to electrolyze the carbon. So what am I getting out of? I'm getting out of these carbon monoxide cells. And pop these in an MV electrolyzer, and you get carbon dust and an oxygen dust. So I mean, we can put it right here. Yeah, that should work. And then I get 2 items out of this. We can route these under the floor, because one of these is going to go here, and the other one's going to go into here, which is on X's void mode. Yeah. So I'm going to be getting oxygen and carbon out of it. So let's set that up. I thankfully left just a little bit of room for myself. So this doesn't need a filter here because it's filtering itself automatically with the barrel. The other one might. I am buffering some stuff up to make filters. And then I'll just do a little tank system. So I can have it insert and extract on the same thing. And I'll just need a filter for the insert. And then I guess I'll do the same trick. Where's the input of oxygen? Is this it? There, so that should work. I'm a little bit stuck. So all I gotta do now is route the power to this. And actually, there's one more thing I gotta do. So out of the blast furnace, when I make the hot titanium, I'm gonna, number one, I should move the vacuum freezer, I feel. So I could have this totally automated. And I didn't leave room for that. Do I really have to move this all over a block or two? It doesn't need to be moved over. The vacuum freezer could go here, and I can move this stuff to the back. Let me think about it. So the vacuum freezer doesn't have to go right here necessarily. I might keep it where it is or move it to the other side of this room and just move the ingots over to where it has to go, because this isn't going to be the only system that needs to be cooled over here. So after you make the titanium, you're going to get magnesium chloride as a byproduct. So I have to filter this. We'll just do one item conduit. And then we'll put a chemical reactor for the magnesium. And this needs an HV chemical reactor. Has to get sodium. But everything here is recycled, so it has to get sodium in here. And then you get magnesium dust and salt. I'm going to need more filters, which maybe I could use filter barrels for this. But then you want to break down the salt with a regular electrolyzer, and then you get chlorine and the sodium back. So that comes out in item form, right? Yeah, it does. So the magnesium wants to go back into an input bus, which is not in the correct position yet. I think it gets, we could sneak it over here. Okay, I turn these off. You can extract, you can insert. All right, and then I'll just have to put a filter here. I gotta get all these filters. And then what are you doing? I want you to insert. Okay. And then the rest of it is gonna be salt. I might as well just put a drawer here, I guess. We can do this has a filter. This can have a filter for magnesium. I mean, I could do it with drawers and a hopper, but that's kind of a waste. Filters aren't going to be that hard to make anyways. I just got to decide where to put this electrolyzer and then I'm done. And then I got to route the power. I guess here's as good as any other place. The question is, does that make sense? I feel like this chemical rack needs to be up one block. Because otherwise, how am I going to get the chlorine into here? I came up with a solution. I realized I like misspoke when I was talking about it earlier, but I'll put the chlorine in on the top here. And then the power goes on the back. Am I free? Yes. Might be a little bit awkward. I might have to rethink it a little bit. But this should work as long as I can route everything. Okay, yeah, with a little bit of moving stuff around, I think I've gotten to this point where it is in a good spot. And then you'll go fluid auto out. And then just get the item back over to here. So I made some filters. I'm going to tell us to not put in magnesium here. And do not, and I want this to insert magnesium here. So the whitelist and blacklist. But I'm also going to have sodium coming out. Let me grab some sodium. Just so I could have it all set up. I don't think I need more than like 8. So I will tell this guy, also do not put sodium in here. But I want you to extract the items. So it's going to extract sodium. And it'll insert the sodium here. I don't know if this needs a filter. It might. So I'm going to do it. These aren't that bad to make. Just need more raw carbon. Which I have graphite processing right now, so I could do that. So that should work. And then this is how I'm running the power. So I move this over here so the transformer hits both of these guys. This MV one will hit the advanced electrolyzer, and then everything is happy. All I need is probably 2 amps of HV, and then 1 amp of HV for the nichrome for the blast furnace, which means 3 amps of HV. Which I'm already producing 4 over here. I guess I'll just make more though. All right. Finish this project. I'm gonna need more HV circuits, so I went and grabbed one of my miners. I gotta go get some more tantalite. Like a lot more, so I'm pretty sure I got literally all of it that I had found, so I need to go do some prospecting, which is no problem. Just grab my laptop, and it's time to do some searching. All right, guys, a little bit of troubleshooting later, and I got the system working how I want it to now. So we're starting to buffer up titanium, and I was able to remove the carbon barrel that I had here, and just add some extra item filters to make sure items knew where they're going. And we're in a good spot now. So I threw the power in the back here, got some transformers going, and I put another one over there for the blast furnace. So it's bottlenecking at this electrolyzer like I expected. So maybe I'll change this to MV or something, but we'll have to see because it is in an awkward spot. But maybe I could just move it. Maybe it wouldn't be that hard to move it. I'll see. Because, I mean, it's not a problem how it's running right now, but it's just not at max speed, so that would be ideal to be as fast as possible because we're going to need a lot of titanium. So yeah, next time we're going to be entering into IV, or not IV, EV, and we're starting to get to a uncharted territory in this pack where I don't quite remember everything that I need to do. So gonna be fun trying to figure everything out. Got to expand my base significantly, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, until then, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.